A little bit tonight about some zebras that are actually on the run. So I hope you'll stick with us. And if you have any pets that you would like me to talk to tonight, because I do animal communication on the show, please just let me know in the comments and I will be perfectly happy to do that. Thank you so much.
Come on, all you doggies, won't you walk with me? I'm the puppet.
And I want to remind anybody who watches the replay that depending on the length of the video, I do timestamps, and also you can always just fast forward. If I'm talking with an animal and I'm quiet for a moment, you know, just hit that little arrow key or double click your phone screen and you can blow past that if you don't want to sit there and watch me be quiet. Sometimes I am quiet when I'm talking to animals. So this is my video here.
Maryland Natural Resources Police say one of the escaped zebras that we've been following was found dead last month. They got caught in a snare trap on September 16th,
yeah, one of them.
Near a field in Upper Marlboro. This was one of the 3 escaped zebras. 2 were still on the loose. We should point out that snare traps are illegal in Maryland. It is not known who placed that trap. The zebras went missing from a farm in Prince George's County just last month.
Yeah, so sad. Yeah, one of the zebras didn't make it. I guess the guy left him in a snare. He got caught in a snare trap, and so sad. You just really shouldn't probably have these animals in your yard of your, you know, whether you have a mansion or not, which I guess he did. Some kind of huge land property, but, you know, he really didn't have the ability to take care of them, apparently. They are, after all, zebras, and this is, after all, Maryland we're talking about, so... very sad situation. I did want to talk about talking with wild animals, and these aren't exactly wild because they are, you know, they lived with this person, so I guess they're not technically what we would consider wild, but people often do ask me, can we talk to wild animals? Excuse me, and I do have a video about that on here, like a more in-depth video, and it's going to run the whole length of the front of your body. This is the conception vessel, the whole length of the front of your body. In acupressure, we have these meridians that run along, you know, different parts of our bodies. I have a lot more videos on that here. That's not what this is about, but this point is very grounding. So I like to just kind of use this. It's great when you're in a situation like this where you've been running out in the rain with your pets and then you run inside and blah blah blah. And this is a real weird flash rain that was not supposed to come. It was really quick too. Okay, so taking in a deep breath and just letting it out. That's how we begin animal communication. We're just tuning in with the animals. Thank you, Dave. You have more experience with these animals in Australia. You don't have too many of these crazy wild animals here. You might have more run-ins with the wild. Yes, that's right. It's Friday in Australia. Well, thanks for stopping in. You're probably in your work day, so in Australia. So picking up on the energy of the zebra, and the first thing that I get, because I did tune in a little bit beforehand just to let you know, the first thing I got actually before I even got on was cold. That was the word. It was like, I'm cold. So obviously, you know, the climate, the temperature is not appealing to them. It's not right for them. I don't know what the guy did before, if he had heated stalls or blankets or what have you, but that's what I'm picking up on while this zebra that I'm getting is out and about. So that's concerning. And the feeling I get is not completely wild. It's kind of like domesticated, half domesticated. That's the vibe I get. So it feels sort of docile, but not completely. So I feel like when it comes to humans, there's a part of it that it's like, you know, I recognize you. I understand what you are. Like, I've been around humans. but I feel like they're already a wild animal, and then on top of that, the, I'm not really getting a good, impression of who they were with. So I don't feel like I feel like they lived in a state of, there's some anxiety there just in general. So that doesn't really set them up too well to be out there having humans try to capture them. They already don't have a great feeling about humans. I'm just letting them know that they can't really remain out, that there's other zebras that they were with, their herd, that have been caught, I think. So I'm just letting them know that it's really important that they let the humans that are looking for them now capture them, and that the humans that are looking for them now are good, people. I believe it's the Humane Society or something. I'm not exactly sure, or maybe there is an article here, but I've got to go back and reread it again. But anyway, the people that are trying to help are really trying to help. That they don't want to hurt them. They want to help the zebras. So just for those that are coming in, I'm communicating with zebras that are in Maryland that are running around wild, that got out of this person's property, that clearly shouldn't have had zebras. So I'm just kind of demonstrating what it's like to talk to an animal who's in a situation like this, in the wild, a sort of wild animal, but not completely. So also, if you're coming in late and you want me to talk with your pet, just let me know in the comments. So, hello and welcome, Joan. Thank you for being here. And if you have questions for the zebras, also let me know if you have anything you want me to ask them. So the other thing I get is that they're wondering about food. They're saying that, there is the one thing that they really, I get that the one thing that they would really appreciate is consistent feeding of the right food. I guess some kind, like they're eating some, random leaves and things, some kind of greenery, but they're like wanting something else, something more substantial. Good, we have some cat people and cat person. So they do value being taken care of, and I feel that once they're in the right setting, they will appreciate it. At this point, they do want that. I don't feel like they would want to be, not that they would be released, I'm sure, at this point, to anywhere like in the complete wild. Of course, they're not used to that, but I get that they wouldn't want that. They kind of know that they need to be cared for. Hi, Kata. Oh, your name is actually like Kata, like cat. Hello. Thank you for joining. Thank you for coming in. I'm talking to some zebras that are loose in Maryland, apparently, which is unusual for us here. I'm not sure where you're from, but oh, good. Someone from, yes, Joan. I think I've seen you on Dave's. Dave is from Seeking the Truth with Dave. He just popped in a little bit ago. I think he went back out because he's in Australia and he's at work on a Friday, but he does true crime. He has a great channel, so check that out, especially if you're interested in the Watts case. Very deep stuff he's doing. So it's amazing how appreciative they actually are, even if they're acting a little bit like, even if they're acting like they don't want to be caught, I feel that like inherently deep down they know that they do want to be cared for. They know that they really can't survive in the situation that they're in, but they're scared. Yeah, if you guys have any questions, I'm just talking to these zebras that are wild out in the out. They're not wild. They're zebras that were being cared for by someone. I use the word cared for loosely because he seemed to have let them go, and not been taking good care of them. So now they're running around in Maryland, which is crazy. And I will say there was one guy that was interviewed too. I should have had his interview up, but it didn't show any zebras, but he said he was like driving down the road and he ran into one of them. Not physically ran into them. He stopped and he said that he looked into the zebra's eyes, and he said, I felt like I looked into his soul. So that was really interesting that he said that. It sounded like he tuned in there to the zebra for a moment and kind of understood the zebra. And the zebra, ran off, I guess, to the side of the road. Oh, good. More exciting, more Australians. Oh, I'm so stupid. Caterpillar, not cat. Like, sorry. That was really not smart of me. I get it. Okay. I didn't see also the little, like, tiny caterpillar. Okay, I got it. So, yeah, zebras they're really cool, right? I think they'll catch them all and they'll end up because you're wondering what will happen to them. I think they'll end up in a sanctuary or something. But I was talking about, unfortunately, one of them did die because it got caught in a trap, and this guy's a real piece of work, apparently. He had some traps around his property, and one of them, it's not good. I won't even talk about it, but it was really not good. Oh, Philadelphia, not far. I'm in New Jersey. North Jersey, but so I'm asking them, how emotionally they feel right now, and I just get they're kind of in their wild state and they feel frazzled and kind of anxious, and physically just back to the thing they said about cold and it feels to me like I may be tuning into the one, unfortunately, that got trapped, unless it's because I'm getting something with a wrist, the right wrist. It could be the energy of the one that was hurt and died. Trying to see if this is one of the ones that's out right now. No, this feels like something with one of the ones that's out right now that it's something to do with the care it had before. This might be like with horses, how they get certain issues, like I guess laminitis. I don't know too much about horse. I know some about horse stuff, but I'm wondering if it's a similar kind of an issue, and this one didn't get the right kind of treatment, sadly. Because it feels like it's something that's old or something that they already had that wasn't taken care of. But hopefully they're going to get the right kind of care coming to them that they deserve. And like I was saying in the beginning, if anyone missed it, this guy has been charged with animal cruelty. Any questions for the zebras? Anybody in the chat? Apparently this guy is a licensed breeder, but doesn't really impress me. He has a long list of federal... Here, I'll share this. He has a long list of federal Animal Welfare Act violations and was fined over $12,000 by the USDA in 2013 for violations that include inadequate veterinary care, unsafe enclosures, inadequate shelter, enclosures in disrepair, filthy conditions, and failure to maintain records of acquisition and disposition. Which makes you wonder why he continued to be able to have these animals. And I guess, yeah, they have some restrictions with wild pets, but I guess, some species they can have. And he had a breeding farm, and sales of baby zebras at an auction house in the last 2 months. I know, you would wonder why it's taken so long. I mean, now they have done something. They've charged him. And they're trying to use the other zebras to corral the other zebras. So I'm going to actually talk to the zebras about going back. And by the way, I talk in my show about not talking to animals that aren't in your care technically. In this kind of situation, I don't feel ethically that it matters, because this person has, to me, not demonstrated that he really is a true, caretaker of these animals. So I don't feel like I'm violating the ethics of animal communicators to talk to these zebras. So I'm going to ask them to please go towards their other zebras, to their family or their old herd, and that they're not going to be allowed to be mistreated. Again, please fast forward. And welcome, Bake Cake. Thank you so much. I'm so glad you're here. And you've been thinking about me. I'm so glad you're here. We have a lot of Australians here. Yeah, fast forward if you're watching the replay, just and then you'll see my mouth start to move again. But I do have to tune in and be quiet for a moment when I talk to them. So I do appreciate you sticking with me, because when people just drop out, I know it's the nature of social media, but it really screws up my algorithm. And I already, this is a tough niche on YouTube. If I really did true crime or something, I would probably be good, but I do appreciate you people out there who subscribe and like. It means a lot. It really is helping the show grow slowly but surely. And sharing, that's what really helps too. Word of mouth. But I'm going to ask them to go towards their herd. They're going to get the care they need. I'm doing that even as I'm talking, because you can talk out loud and do animal communication. For some people, actually, when they're learning, when I teach some people, it's easier for them to use words, to speak words as they do it. I'm doing it more for entertainment purposes. I don't usually talk out loud when I communicate, but I'm just showing them if there's new people. I'm showing them the energy of different people that are like stepping in front of the guy that did not take care of them, that there's new people with good energy that want to be good to them. and that care about them and want to make sure they have the right things, the right food, the right land. And also feel free to ask me anything about the process that I use, as this is a very like free form kind of show. I really appreciate people asking questions, and I didn't realize that I had this thing up on the screen while I was doing this. You can feel free to jump in and ask questions if you'd like, or just comment. I think they really are, they're scared. They don't know what's going to happen if they, I'm getting that from them, these remaining, they're hesitant, and I don't blame them. They don't trust. That's the word, trust. There's no trust. Actually, as a community, even if you guys can send, sounds so like woo woo, but it is a real thing when it's sincere. But if you can send, love and light to these zebras and tell them that if they go towards their herd, that there's humans, just show them this is animal communication. It's all about just animals see images, and that's how they communicate. That's how they think, in images and feeling. So just send them your love and show them that, show them the image of them going towards their people, and we can all do this together. And yeah, it's important to me to not violate. I don't talk to anybody's pets that don't want me to, but to me this is different. This guy kind of like, these aren't his anymore to me. I mean, they are, but they aren't. I don't know. They're not. He lost his. He lost my respect. So, yeah. As a community, just sending energy to them, sending them love and light, and telling them that it will be okay, that they will now be very well taken care of. Nobody's gonna let this guy hurt them anymore. And just like literally you can show them like a video of them walking towards their other zebras and going home, and you kind of all know what that feels like going home, what that would be like. Thank you so much, Donna. Oh, and I'm sorry that your daughter's horse is not well. I'm not sure what just knee means. N-E-E. Let's send love and light to Donna's daughter's horse too, for healing. You just send it from your heart, like light, love. I know there's so many animals that are being mistreated, and it's so sad, and you see so many out there that you just want to help every single one of them, and it's unfortunate that we can't do every one of them, but you can always send them love and light and pray for them, and just do what you can, whether it's financial, and if it's not financial, if you can't support animals financially, like organizations, you can volunteer, or you can just do this. If you can't do that, you can send them good energy, love, light. It does make a difference. It just helps the world to have some good positive energy instead of all the negativity that surrounds us. Oh, okay, Cushing's. That I do know is rough. Okay. Yeah, let's send her. What's your daughter's horse's name? If you don't mind sharing, if that's okay. And we'll send healing energy. Um, I feel like that's pretty much all I'm gonna pretty much get from them at this point. I don't know that there's much more that we can do except to keep, just praying and sending them that love and that light to go, back home, to go towards their family. Um, Sorry, I'm still fixing my hair. For those that are coming in late, I'm like overly fixating. I ended up in a really quick rainstorm with my dogs right before I got in the air, so I'm still my hair was like soaking wet. Um, I know, right? All the innocent animals and children and okay, so yeah, let's send some love and light to Trooper, and we want to hope for healing for Trooper. Just praying that Trooper will be better quickly, that just surrounding Trooper with lots of light, lots of love, and praying for healing. And you just, with animal communication, you can just use it to visualize a lot of, like, a bright light going towards this horse. You don't have to know the horse, that's okay. Just put the words up, Trooper, and, sort of an image of a horse if you want to. And that's all you have to do. It's energy. That's all. Animal communication is a form of energy work. It's, oh, thank you, Joan. Everyone's jumping in. Thank you. Energy, of course you can't see it, and that doesn't, but the thing is that energy is something that you don't have to see, and so, you can feel it even sometimes when you go around somebody that might be even more negative. You'll kind of want to back off from that person, and then there's people that maybe you want to go towards. So that's energy. So that's proof in a sense. And let's just say, even if that person hasn't displayed anything, they're not acting out of sorts. They haven't maybe even opened their mouth. And maybe they're presentable. They look fine. There's nothing concerning about the way that they're acting. There's nothing off. But for some reason, you don't want to go towards that person. There's something that just tells you stay away. So that's energy. And that to me is like, even people that don't believe in animal communication and all this stuff, it's hard to dispute that that's there. So, but if you're here, you probably have a feeling that you do on some level believe in this stuff. So trust in that energy doesn't have limits. You don't have to be in the same room. People can say that, a lot of people can say that they've known when, and I say this example all the time, it's getting old, I gotta find a new one, but that when the phone rings and you know who it is before you pick it up, or you look at your cell phone and see who's calling. That's the ability of all of us to be connected and to have intuition, and this is just focusing it. That's all it is. It's just using your ability to focus it. And you can do this kind of work from a distance for that reason. So that's why it's wonderful. You can be in Australia and do this from America, or vice versa. I guess I'm the one in America. And get that backwards. Oh, good. You talk to your cats. Do you do it through animal communication, or do you how do you do it? Do you mean like you talk to them out loud, or do you mean you do telepathically? I'm wondering, are you involved in, I've seen your sign there, and I've seen it before. The animal abuse. Are you, Joan? Are you involved in animal rescue, or is that just you like to um, bring attention to it and awareness? I'm saying that because it's in her little YouTube icon there. You talk out loud. Okay, yeah. I feel like so many people do that. I'm wondering, the people that are here, just put like a yes if you talk to your animal out loud. I'm curious if people do that, because I do it all the time, even, like when I'm not really communicating with them, when I'm just like, hi, how are you? And I talk to them, and sometimes I sing them a little song, and they all have little songs, and okay, you like to help, so you get involved in the animal, like rescue stuff. Okay. Yeah, I'm seeing yeses here. So we all do that. We talk out loud. And I think that's, it's like an awareness that animals really do understand what we're communicating to them. We just sort of intuitively know that because so many people do it. So many people talk to their pets just instinctually. And I think it's because we know that they understand. On some level, I do. You because you're a talker, yeah. But I think a lot of people do it. I don't think it's just the talkers. I'm not a huge talker, but I've always done it, all my life. Besides doing animal communication without knowing I was doing it when I was younger, I would still talk to my animals. And my husband's not a huge talker, and he naturally talks to my pets when he started visiting them, and he talks to them. But I think he does animal communication. He doesn't formally do it. And I think that's the thing. A lot of people do animal communication, they just don't realize it, which is always fun as a teacher, because every student I've ever had is able to recognize that. I was talking about this last week because I had a class starting, and every student I've ever had has been able to identify a time when they've talked to animals, but they just don't realize it. So that's kind of the beginning of my course, is helping people to recall that. Because once you recall that, a time when you've communicated with animals, it sort of opens a door when you do that to animal communication. It's like, I don't know, if you're learning how to ride a bike and you're scared as a child, and then the first time you get going and you do it, you no longer afraid of it. The next time you go up to the bike, you're fine. It's just like that. You just have to get past that fear. It's not that it's necessarily a fear, but I think it kind of is for some people. Like psychologically, it's a fear, especially when they're with other people, that they're going to embarrass themselves and they're going to be wrong. They're going to be in a group and do, like, if they're in a class, they're going to say the wrong thing. They're going to get the wrong thing about a person's pet, and they're going to, be embarrassed about it. And it's incredible to me, actually. It really, it brings me a lot of joy to be able to see how quickly people get these things so fast. It's pretty amazing to me how quickly people just generally can communicate with animals. They just don't realize it. So you have your son's cat. Oh, I'm just going to thank the zebras for talking, and then I'm going to go to this. I always like to just politely sort of, disconnect and say thank you, and see if there's any last thing they have to say. I do get that they're saying that they hope that the people will, they're throwing us in with the people. It's interesting because I feel like they're like saying, I hope that you will continue to try to help us. Like, it almost feels like in spite of how we act or how we react, they're aware of that they might not react the right way, and like they're almost afraid that they might, I don't know, scare us off in a way. So but it's funny because they're throwing us. It's interesting. They're throwing us in with other people, and I'm just sort of. I want to just say to them, we're not the people. I'm just sort of showing that we're on the outskirts almost. And that but there's still like good people there close to them. They kind of lump people together, so it's different than like a cat or a dog. Someone's cat or dog that's missing, it's a little different. They just associate different. Okay, so all right, so you had, I'm just bringing this up again because I kind of brought it up and then it flashed off. I have my son's cat moved in, and it's been a year and they still fight. So you have your own cat, I guess, and then your son's cat moved in, is what I'm getting from that. Okay. From an animal communication perspective, I just got a really quick hit of somebody feeling really this is like a female energy, feeling very I'm trying to find the right word, insecure, but like almost sad. Okay, I have two cat, mom and daughter. So you had a mom and a daughter, and then your son's, is it a male cat that moved in from your son's? Okay, so she's a female too. So now you have 3 females, is what I'm getting from you. Not me, but you telling me that. Okay. So I get this feeling, I'm not sure immediately which one it is, but I'm getting this really strong feeling of it's like a very strong almost like devastation. It's a really strong feeling of it's not just like sometimes when you bring cats together or any animals together, I'll pick up like a little bit of territory thing. And do you feel like one of them is, or can you identify which one of them might be very, very like sensitive, very the way I see this cat is younger, smaller, but that might be the energy of the cat, because that's how I'm picking up its energy, like extremely vulnerable feeling. And this situation has been very upsetting. So if there's one who that strikes you as being that one, that's the one that's like jumping out at me at first as I'm doing this. A suggestion from a, like, this isn't animal communication, but I don't know if you tried Okay, my son's cat is a calcium? Calico, I wonder if you meant to say. And she is a personality if she likes you when she wants to. Okay, so she's kind of the queenie maybe type coming in. Hi, Pamela. Thank you for joining us. From Dave. Thank you. Lots of Dave people. I just want to say there's something with people in true crime and animals. I want to do a show on that. There's some connection. I don't know. It's something with purity, wanting truth, wanting. I can't quite get the word right, but I've thought about this and I can't put the words on it. But it's like people who like honesty, and like animals are very honest and pure, and it's something in the true crime community. There's a lot of people who love animals. Okay, so one of these cats is feeling extremely insecure. Okay, so I'm asking what they need. I'm going to talk about just like not a practical thing that's not animal communication, but I just want to pick up if there's anything animal communication wise that they're giving me. What do you need? What's her name? The one that needs that you think maybe I'm picking up on. The girl that's, I don't know. Is it the baby? The daughter of the that's very insecure. Welcome, Heather. I'm glad you're here with your 2 fur babies. Okay, I haven't heard Joan, but Sizzly is the one. Okay, so Sizzly really thrown off balance by this situation. I feel like Sizzly would like to get rid of this cat. I'm not saying you should. This is like the process of animal communication is we talk it through. We go through it. It's almost like a therapy session in a way, with a family. Like you have to get everyone's feelings out and walk through it. We don't always have to get everyone's feelings, but, well, that's a lot of cats to not own any of them. Wow. So for Sizzly, there's a feeling of wanting ownership, like, or needing some kind of sense of ownership. Yeah, okay, so that's right. Okay, so she needs some kind of like, I feel like she needs like a steady ground. It's the image I get is her on wood, which isn't literal. It's just an image. It's an impression of what it feels like she needs. So what's going to give her that stability? And I see her like up, like she wants to be up above this other cat, and to feel more, what's the word, like to have more power, I guess would be the word, more in control. But if we leave, they must get along. So in other words, you're saying it's like not like if you leave, if you go out of the house, something might happen. Okay. Dog babies. Okay. She's got some real resentment towards this other cat. Is there something going on, do you think, where the other cat has claimed this is what I'm picking up, that the other cat has somehow, like, she's got a lot of attitude, and that she's claimed in some way. And is there a way, do you think, to give Sisley back, or to give Sisley ownership over an area or a room or something, like a bed or something where the other cat doesn't have it? Because I just get the sense that she needs that. She needs to feel like she's got ownership over something, over this other cat. That's my feeling. There's practical things too that you can do, like you can do calming things. You know, you could use things like CBDs. You can use diffuse essential oils. She has the whole basement. Sisley has the whole basement. So she wants, like, even more. Wow. So can she just go in the basement when you leave? Like, can you just put Sisley in the basement and then nobody has to be in danger? Just thinking from a practical standpoint. Because you see, sometimes it's just like you have to restructure it. Sometimes it is just negotiation with them, trying to figure out what someone might need, what might make one feel a little bit better. Just to know that their feelings are being acknowledged sometimes even is enough, like having the conversation. So she can come and go, the basement is fixed up. Oh, your son's there, and the other cats will just not go there. Okay. Okay. So you're saying that's something new that you can do, or that's something you've been doing and it's not helping? Because I don't know, maybe shutting the door to it when you leave so that they don't have a fight. I'm just trying to think, like, from a practical standpoint. I feel, oh, it's only when you're there. Okay, I got it. Okay. So this is like, oh, so this is more, she's trying to get, she needs this about you, or, you know, she's trying to get people ownership, power back. Yeah, I hear this a lot, right, Donna? Joan, your story. I mean, this is a lot of, I have a lot of clients who have these situations, especially with COVID, like people moving in together and their pets moving in together. They brought their cat. My cat spent 10 months being terrified and stressed. Oh, yeah, this is a story I'm hearing a lot from people, and I've heard a lot over 2020 and 2021. So, I mean, sometimes it's just a matter of special time. My cat, sorry, in the end I sold them my house. So you just, like, sold it and got out. There are things you can do, like there's like the plug-in devices, like the pheromone, I forget the name of it, pheromone, I forget the name of it. It's like a pink and white label that can help. I you know, my first thing is to diffuse things like lavender, you know, just calming things for my pets, and use things like CBDs to just help them chill a little bit and take the edge off. And I'm always willing to talk to people too more and in detail about those things. I have all the information on my website under intuitive touch, animalcare.com is my website. And I have a free downloadable, on the first page, a free downloadable e-book about essential oils and pets. But you're always welcome to contact me too if you have questions. Feel away. Thank you, Donna. That's it. I should advertise for them. I should partner with them. I think I've talked about them before too. Yeah, something like that. Feel away. So yeah, it's just like giving power back. That's what I get. Like she needs to be reassured that Sizzle's got power, that she's special. I'm sure you do too. I'm not saying you don't already give her like love and attention. I'm sure you do. I'm not saying that. But I just get the feeling that she's especially feeling like she needs it. And sometimes there's only like so much of that that's going to do it. And then it becomes giving them, you know, having to do something to the environment, you know, that is going to help. Oh, but wait, your son's downstairs and Sizzle's the one that's having the issue, and she goes down to your son's room? But that's the room that his cat would be in, right? Or it's just a thought, if I'm getting that right, that could be, maybe she needs a different place to herself. I don't know. Maybe I'm getting the cats confused. Yeah, this is like, it's a process sometimes, and it helps if I can talk to all of them, and if I have a picture, it's nice, or to have like the camera on them too. Not, I don't have to do that. I don't have to have pictures and things, but if I am working with multiple cats, it's nice to do that. It's just throwing that in as I'm just mentioning how I work, so people know a little bit, because this isn't just so people understand this isn't exactly how I do it. So Sizzly is my son's and Lily is mine. Okay, so I'm saying the wrong name. Oops. I almost canceled you and I didn't mean to. Sorry. Okay. So Lily's the one who's upset. Just confirm for me, Lily's the one who's upset. And feeling like in her territory or her home has been infringed upon by Sizzly. Or is it Sizzly? I'm getting confused. It sounds right though. Okay, well, as long as it sounds right. This is more why sometimes it helps to have the pictures, just so that we're on the same page, is what I'm trying to say. Well, I hope that is helpful. And then there's also like flower essences. I should again be like getting commissions, but you know, Jackson Galaxy, he has a show. He has flower essences for all sorts of different issues. That might be one that you could look into for like multiple cats, and I know he has flower essences for that. And then there's also like Bach Rescue Remedy. Might be helpful. That's something you can get in the pet store or on Amazon. Okay, did anybody else have any cats or dogs or horses or bunnies or zebras that they wanted me to talk to tonight? Or questions about animal communication? Or comments about anything? Zebras on the run. People on the run. I wanted to mention, while I'm waiting for that, I'm going to be doing a Halloween thing where I will be giving away, I haven't parsed the whole, oh, McClellan, okay, holy tamale, wow, you have a lot of cats. Lily, our mother and daughter, Sizzly is my son. My two are gray and my son is calico, all females. Yeah, it's tough too when you bring all the same gender together. That's also tough. That just like raises the bar as far as like how you have to like sometimes adjust and deal with personalities and things like that. If you bring like multiple males together, multiple females together, it can make it more difficult. Um, so I'll talk about this. Yeah, I'll talk about more at the end because Heather has an animal. Um, I have a Halloween thing I'm gonna do so people can win a free Animal Communication, a Halloween photo contest for people's pets. So I'll talk about that at the end. Um, Heather, who do you have? Is there any way you could put your? Do you want to call in and do? There's two ways you could do it. You could either send me an email with a picture at Ann with an E at intuitivetouchanimalcare.com, or you could put your camera on your pet and just be on the call on the video, have the animal on video. I can have you call in on your cell phone and just you put the camera on your animal and we can see them. And if you don't want to do either one, that's fine. Just tell us their name and what they are, like maybe, color, just or breed or whatever. And if you want to call in, this is the link. It's like a video call. All right. Heather, what would you like to do? Are you gonna call in or send a picture or neither? You don't have. If you can't, that's okay. We could still do it. I can. Just let me know their name and breed. I feel like I lost you though. Oh, I have a blue pit named Clyde and a Yorkie named Rowdy. Okay. Okay, so I take it you don't want to be on. Okay. If you have a moment to send, I don't know if you can, like in the quick moment, like if you have your phone or whatever and you want to just send a picture, if that's easy for you. If it's not, don't worry about it. But it's Ann with an E at intuitivetouchanimalcare.com, and then I'll just bring their pictures up on the screen. It's nice for people to see them too, but it's okay if not, don't worry about it. So what's the question about them? About Clyde and Rowdy? Both males, yeah. Do you have any question, or do you just want me to tune into them and just kind of tell you what I pick up, or is there any particular issue or question, or do you just kind of want to do a more general tune in? I can ask them purpose in life, that kind of thing, if you want. For Clyde and Rowdy. So the pit is Clyde. Okay. Okay. So I take it you want to kind of address the little dog's behavior. The Yorkie Rowdy's behavior. I'm just tuning in. By the way, if you didn't missed it, just fast forward. If you're watching the replay, you can hit your fast forward button on your computer, or double tap your screen if you see me not talking and you don't want to sit through that. Just watch for my mouth to start to move, and then you'll know I'm talking again. I'm just listening to the animals. I have no other way to do that. I have not figured out a way to entertain while I'm talking to them. I don't know. That's why it is nice to have pictures, because it just helps people to have something to look at. But so, okay. He definitely likes the fact that he gets away with it. He gets a kick out of the fact that the little one gets a kick out of the fact that he gets away with it. It makes it even more rewarding for him that Clyde is big. I don't even think he would do it as much if Clyde was like a little dog like him. It makes him feel like he's bigger. Yeah, the pits they're so sweet. The pitties, they have these like reputations, and they can be just the sweetest dogs. So patient and is there anything like specific that you want to have him stop this behavior? I mean, like, does he harm Clyde, or is there any like specific reason that you want him to stop it? Is it causing destruction or anything like that? Like, you want him to know that there's an issue, or is it just kind of annoying and it's okay? He doesn't have to necessarily stop it. You're just kind of wondering about it, like want to like find out more about it. Yeah, Clyde sees it as funny. He doesn't. I don't feel like Clyde has animosity or the desire. He says sometimes it can be annoying, but it doesn't feel to me like Clyde can't handle it, or really, really like it, that it's a huge issue to him. There's a little bit of funny, like he kind of to some extent initially thought it was funny, or like it as it goes on, no, but like there's like a small piece of him that when it's at a lower level thinks it's funny because he's small. And so every time I let them outside, he tries to attack Clyde. Okay. Like to the like a backyard situation, you open the back door and then he tries to attack Clyde. And just let me know if it's tell me the real issue, if there is one, or just let me know if you just want to know more about it, like if you're just curious about it. Because if there's a true issue, I can talk about the issue and try to resolve it. But if it's just kind of wanting to know more, then I know that that's all you need, and you just want to know more about it and you're curious or whatever. It just helps me to direct the communication. Yes, I don't know. So I take it it's the second one that just you're kind of curious about it. Just type curious if that's all it is. Because it doesn't really, I really feel like, I feel Clyde's legs. Like, I feel, uh, the other one, I just forgot his name. The Yorkie. Rowdy. I feel Rowdy, I feel Clyde's legs, and I feel Rowdy kind of on his legs. And I don't really feel a lot. It's like he doesn't feel like pain or it. I don't know. He doesn't really. I don't get a real reaction from Clyde about it. Like it's a concern. He says like, yeah, if it could stop, okay, but I don't really feel like he's upset or afraid. Okay, what can I do to stop him? That's the question. Okay. I get the fly swatter and he's scared of it, but it doesn't stop him. Okay. Okay, so let me see. I'm gonna just ask him a question and see if I can get a better sense of why he won't stop. Why Rowdy won't stop. So with animal communication, we get images and feelings, or we get images. Sometimes that's how we receive it, and then feeling is what's actually even more important. Is tuning into the feeling. So I see this image of them going outside. I see Rowdy attacking him. The feeling I get is a mixture. It feels it's an aggression. It is. It doesn't feel funny, or even though he's got this thing where he thinks it's kind of like, haha, I get to do this, like in a sense that's kind of humorous, like after the fact. In the moment it feels aggressive. It doesn't feel like play. And you probably know this just from observing it, but as I'm going along, I'm like, it's like an onion when we do this. We're like, unpeeling an onion, layer after layer. So why particularly when they go outside? It's really interesting. When they go outside, he says, mine. Like, Rowdy feels like he's got to tell Clyde, this is mine. Like he's trying to be dominant, territorial, kind of, about going outside. I'm going to make sure you know that this is mine. I own this. My backyard. My property, my land, so, all right, so I tell him Clyde's gonna eat him one day. I know one day he's gonna be like, enough. He could. I mean, there's truth in that. It could be. So it is wise to be concerned, because yeah. Although it sounds like he doesn't feel. Oh, my internet's dropping out. Thank you so much for stopping in, Baked Cake. I'm so glad that we had a chance to connect here. So I hope you come back. If you have a pet and you want to do the Halloween thing, watch the replay, because I'll have information about it. So good night, or good day, or I think you're in Australia. So I'm asking him, I'm trying to get a feel, and it's really not a matter of asking him. He's not going to tell me. So it's like, what is going to help the situation? So this is more of an intuitive, if I can get an intuitive hit on what might help. I'm not sure I'm going to get an answer, but let me see if there's something that could help the situation. He, just I guess backing up a little bit, because there is more. I'm getting that so this is like beyond his relationship with your pet, with Clyde. This goes beyond that. This is more than that. He like wants to own everything. It's an insecurity. So he's like overdoing it, overreacting to this. This is like so common too with the little ones, this insecurity. It causes some of them to pee in the house, like they'll go number 2 in the house, like they'll go outside and then come inside and go in the house. My mother's dog has had that issue, and I've had a lot of people say that, and then it turns out that's what it is. Like they go outside, the little ones, and they'll feel insecure, and then they come inside. There's like, it's interesting. Oh yeah, okay, so yeah, real quick, I do bake cake. I can talk with them. I'm so sorry that you have to go. Maybe you can come back. I should be here next week. I don't think I'm going to have a guest or anything next week, so maybe if you came in next week, or, also, if you enter the contest, you might win a free animal communication private session, so watch the replay on that. So Truthfully, I'm not sure how to, the only thing I can do is ask him at this point, I think, yeah, he's insecure. I can explain to him that he's safe and that, I can ask him and request from him to stop the behavior. I can't say that that's going to work necessarily. This might be more of like a behavioral issue that a trainer might be more aware of what the solution is to this problem, because I'm not totally sure that just talking to him is going to be enough, because this is a repeated thing. Like, he's got this inbred in him now. Like, he's got this issue, and that's kind of like, sometimes when they're like this, with these issues, it can be harder to just talk them out of it. You know what I mean? And you have to kind of get it. I mean, once you get to the bottom of, oh, he won't poop outside for nothing. Okay, so like, it extends to that too. Okay, yeah. It might involve getting into some training around that issue with the insecurity and like how to build his confidence, I believe, is what the trainers get into. I'm not a trainer, so I'm not totally sure. But I believe that's where they come from. I mean, that's where I would come from, is that it has to do with building confidence so that he doesn't like freak out when he goes out there. I think it could be a little bit of a process in reconfiguring this way of thinking and feeling for him. But I am letting him know that there's no danger out there, that he's safe. He is safer. I mean, there's no threat. I'm not sure where you are, but I don't feel there's any threat of other animals or anything. So he has no reason to feel that way. I think, part of us, as I'm saying that I'm saying there's no other animals, there's no threat, and I'm seeing Clyde. I'm seeing Clyde's image. I feel as though when he goes outside, Clyde, even though Clyde would never hurt him, Clyde is like this, as you said, like a goofy, fun little guy. His perception changes of things when he goes outside. It's like he becomes reasonable, or everything just becomes like panicky, like wrapped up in his insecurity, and all of a sudden Clyde is a threat. Like, Clyde becomes this, he's got this anxiety and insecurity, okay, about himself, and going, like, he goes outside and feels this way, and then there's Clyde. So Clyde becomes the embodiment of an animal that could potentially cause him harm, even though Clyde has no intention of causing him harm. I hope that makes sense, the way that I said that. So Clyde is like taking on all this like stuff that he doesn't deserve. Poor Clyde. But he can't control it. He's like programmed or wired right now to be thinking this way. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'd think about something with strengthening his confidence out there. I'm not exactly sure what they would say. There's got to be even videos on YouTube about it, like what, trainers doing like little training videos too, if you didn't want to like go through the whole training process. But I get this feeling of him having to build his I just get that he needs to build his confidence out there. He's taking it out on him. That's what I'm getting, at least. So I'm not sure if that's helpful, but that's what I'm getting. So okay, so you're getting, yeah, dropping out. That's interesting. I don't know. Sometimes the internet's funny. Can be a lot of people are on at the same time too. Depending on, I know sometimes like where I am, if all the people around me are on at certain times, it can get really bad, like or it can get a little bit slower, drop out. So that's kind of what I'm getting. So I wanted to just mention that this is the week before. So Halloween is next week on Saturday. So there's one more show before that, which is Thursday, of course, Furry Thursdays. And I'm going to. It does right, my poor big baby. No, I know he does seem like a sweetie pie. Clyde. I want to do a contest, so I'm asking people to send me their animals in their Halloween costumes, and I'm going to be posting them, and I haven't totally figured out how I'm going to do that. I'm going to see if I can do it in my community posts on YouTube, and I want people to vote, and I'm going to do a subscriber. So if people are subscribed to my channel and they take part in the vote and they take part in the contest, you have to be subscribed. And if you're hidden, like sometimes people subscribe and I can't tell because you have to just let me know. But you have to tell me like who you are, like your hidden person. But I'm going to have a contest for an animal communication consultation with me for both a drawing for people who vote. So if you vote for the animal to win, you're welcome, Heather. It's my pleasure. I hope that something can come out of it with your doggies. Something good. So true. Yeah, emotional habits. Yeah, they get in them and us to break them. Yeah. It's funny with animals, like just like people. Sometimes I do find the first step is facing it, or kind of like, recognizing what it is. That's why animal communication can be so helpful. And then figuring out a solution. So thank you so much. That's so sweet. You always say the nicest things. Bake Cake, I appreciate you so much. So yeah, we're going to do this contest. If you vote, you'll see it in the community post, and then you'll be entered to win an animal communication session with me. And if you enter your pet, you could, and your pet wins, then you will win a free animal communication session with me. So please do that. Please keep an eye out for your community page. And then also what I need you to do if you want to enter your pet is to send me an email at Ann with an E at intuitivetouchanimalcare.com. So send me your pet in their Halloween costume, and I'm going to post that. So I'm going to post that see if I can get them all on the community page, and I might even post it somewhere else. I'm not sure, like another social media site, and have people vote there too. I'm not sure about that yet, but I hope that everyone will participate, and feel free to let other people know about it if they want to take part and hopefully get to win an animal communication consultation. Okay, so your internet is holding in, Bake Cake. So did you want me to try to touch base in with with your... Who was it you wanted me to talk to? Your fur baby who passed. What is their name? Did you want to do that now, or are you feeling like it's too... your internet's too unpredictable right now? Excuse me, I keep drinking water, but when I talk a lot, it gets... I don't know if she heard me ask that question, if her internet dropped out, but if you heard me, Bake Cake, I'm just wondering if you want me to talk to your fur kid. Okay. And, okay, so what is their name? It's great if you have the, you know what, I was going to tell you to send a picture, but don't, because you're probably going to lose internet completely. So Lucy, cat, okay. And what did she look like? Just give a little description. Yeah, I hope so. Yeah, just tell me what she looks like, just to give us a little bit of an image. Yeah. Yeah, what did she look like in her physical body? And also let me know if you have specific questions or a question, anything you want me to start with for Lucy. Medium haired, tortoise shell tabby, more on the tabby side. Okay. And if there's anything you want me to like start with, thank you, Heather, so much. You're welcome. Okay, fluffy and cute and chubby. Okay. And if you do feel confident that your internet will hold up, you can send a picture. Don't worry if you don't think it will, but if you can, just email it to Anne with an E at Intuitive Touch, animalcare.com. But if not, don't worry about it. And then what did you want me to ask her? Where did you want me to focus in on the conversation? Did you just want to see how she is, or did you, sometimes it's good to have like a little bit of a focus when you go in to talk to them. Oh. Oh, jeez, I'm sorry. Okay. And does she blame you? Oh. Okay. So I'm gonna bring her in and focus in on her. Ask if she will talk about this first of all. Ask her if she's willing to. So right up the first word that pops up, and I know the first word that pops up is accident. And I don't know if that means anything to you as far as your question, because the word accident comes up. Non-intentional. Or unintentional, I should say. I don't get any resentment or blame and the animals really are so, they don't tend to be like that. They don't tend to blame or carry those feelings, so I'm not surprised that that's what, that I'm not getting anything like that at all. Any comfort is the word I'm getting. Very like the way she shows me herself. And by the way, when I talk to animals, I give people whatever I get them, whatever I get. So sometimes there's things I get that mean nothing to me, but I give it to you the way I get it, because sometimes it's just imagery so that I can communicate it. But sometimes it's something that's going to mean something to you. And so in that case, let me know if it's something that in particular means something to you. But the way that I see her actually is, okay, so you understand that. Okay, about the accident. Okay. So I see her wrapped in this, like, very comfortable blanket. It's like the word I would give it is like a baby blanket. It's like a soft, and I want to say like a light blue, and I get this warm, so I don't know if this is like descriptive of her now. If this doesn't mean anything to you as far as her life on Earth, she's literally wrapped in this. If this doesn't particularly mean anything to you, then I'm gonna assume it's just what I'm getting right now as far as like how she feels right now, but I can talk to her more about that as well and get more information about her right now. And the way that she talks about what she's doing is, because most of the time, I would almost say 100% of the time, when I talk to animals who have crossed, the feeling I get is that and the images I get, information I get, is they are working, that they have purpose. And her, the words I'm getting about her, something to do with, it's not literal, this word, but like the image, the witch is the word witch comes up, and I don't mean that literally, but it's like she has some connection to like manipulating, being able to turn things, it's a little hard to put this, sometimes it's hard to put it in terminology that makes sense here on this plane. Like I get information from there that I don't understand because I'm not there and I don't have that knowledge. But it feels like she's turning energy or matter or doing something on that level. Like it, so, I don't know if that means anything particular to you that connects with her life here or with you, but it has to do with, because a lot of times there's some connection. But she's doing some kind of work with craftiness, like she's, and it's usually something to do with helping us here, like helping to improve things here. So something she's doing has to do with that. And I'm asking, is it like herbs? Like when maybe that's why I'm getting the word. It's not like that. It's not something like you would touch, like a physical thing, like herbs. It feels more like knowledge of something deeper level. So I feel like she is in her purpose. So when you ask, is she happy and at peace? I've actually never had any animal not be, because they're pure souls. So I've never had any animal not be at peace. They just transition and they're content. They're in a better place. And she, certainly, gives me the feeling that she's got purpose and work that she's doing. Okay, so when you talk to her, does she feel it? Yes. She says that you are good about talking excuse me, talking to her from the heart, which is how we communicate with animals. That's what I teach my students. It's how we do it, and you are going into your heart when you communicate with her. So that's yeah. Well, it's funny that you just put the heart emojis, because that's exactly what she just said. You're communicating from the heart. So she is totally picking up when you communicate with her. Yes. Just always do that. Like, always remember that you're you're intuitively doing that in a way that's, I don't want to say right, but it is. It's how it works. So what else? I hope you heard. Did you hear the other thing I said? You can always go back and watch the replay, but I'm just wondering, because you're saying I'm here, I wonder if you dropped out at all. But I was talking about what she's doing and her purpose. But she just, when I ask her a little bit more, I'm kind of going to back into the what is she doing right now? That's what I feel like she's drawing me back to. Like, that's what's important to her right now, is what she's doing, and it overrides anything that happened here on Earth. Doesn't matter as far as her transition, her passing. It was just a means for her to get to this point of doing what she is supposed to be doing. It doesn't matter now, like, what happened or how it happened. Do you have any questions about that, or anything that you need any clarification on? With Lucy. Did I lose you? Did I lose you, Vacay? I hope not. Well, all right, I think I might have lost you. I'm not sure. But I don't really, I don't want you to worry that there's resentment or anything like that. I really think that she doesn't hang on to any of that. That isn't what is important at all. It just doesn't matter. It was just, she was here for the time that she was here, and the way that she exited is not what is important. I'm gonna just type in there, hoping you got to hear the end, but go back to watch to hear what I got about Lucy. Okay, does anybody have any questions or anything before I'm just thinking I haven't had anybody else say that they want me to talk to their pet, and I think I lost Bake Cake, so please do send me your pet pictures in their costumes, and I'm going to be using them to have a little contest for Halloween, and it will give you the opportunity to win a free animal communication session with me if your pet wins. They're all wonderful, but we'll have to have someone get chosen as the criteria. I'll post it and everything, but like who gets what people are looking for, probably just the favorite, like who gets chosen as the favorite Halloween costume. And if you vote, you don't have to post a picture of your pet. You could just vote. As long as you're subscribed, you can win just for voting. That's all you have to do. So that'll just be like a raffle kind of a thing, like a drawing that I'll do for people who vote. So I appreciate everybody for being here tonight, and I hope you have a wonderful weekend. And, God bless. Take care. Thank you so much.